Okay, welcome back to gear nerding video to, I don't know what I'm going to call this thing, showing off the gear. So I actually want to start off, I did say this was going to be lighting, and it will get into lighting. However, I want to start this off because I have a couple miscellaneous things I wanted to mention. One being that guy under the moving blankets. That is what I built, is called a provision box, and I'll put a picture up right here. Very simple, actually. Long story short, I had picked this guy up, had a whole bunch of other equipment in it that I pulled out, and originally was using it as the amp rack for the QRX system, but it's an unnecessarily tall, I think it's like a 20U rack, and I just did not need nearly that space. The rack that the amps are in is a 14U rack, and even that's a little bit more than what I needed. So I was going to sell it, but then I got an idea, and we've used it once already at the past convention I mentioned, and the crew absolutely loved it, and honestly I did too. So I call it the provision case, and here's the picture of it. As you can see, it's got a mini fridge at the bottom. It's got a shelf that's almost the full length of the rack case itself. It overhangs a little bit, not quite to the end to end with the lids on, but yeah, it pretty much spans the entirety of the case, and it's just the space in here is just tall enough that you can fit an entire pack of water in there, and it clears fine. So that was actually part of that planning as to the positioning of it. And then at the top here you have a 4U drawer. So basically we use this, obviously we put waters and drinks in the fridge, maybe some sandwich meats for snacks. The drawer, I'll put like little chip bags or cookie bags in there. The shelf may have a loaf of bread, peanut butter, stuff like that, or again a pack of water or something. We actually deployed this at what I'll call backstage of front of house. We had a little area behind our front of house riser that we actually curtained off. It was kind of like our own private little break room at the last convention we did, and put this in there, and it was so nice. The crew loved it. It was a great idea, so definitely a keeper. So that's what that is. The other thing is the networking. I wanted to do the networking world, which is this. I've got some cables that need to go in here. This is a box that's got our radios in it. This is a box full of Ethernet and Ethercon cables. Here is what I call the Dante kit. It is basically a network kit, and I'll show you real quick since it's accessible. So this is the what I call the networking kit, or the Dante kit. I built this specifically for us to use for Dante, but obviously it could be used for probably ArtNet, whatever. But so what I've done here is, and some of this will change, but I've got a Ubiquiti Edge Router 12. This is a TP-Link 16-port PoE switch, and a CyberPower 500 VA UPS battery backup system. For this guy, I am going to put a power strip here, so that way it can, you can plug other things into the UPS, which we did actually in the last one. I just had to do it with power strips that are plugged in the back. But that way we can plug in computers or audio consoles, lighting consoles, stuff like that we want to, should the power get disconnected, because that does happen, especially at conventions where somebody might kick one of our power cables. That way everything keeps going. So that's why this is in here, especially with Dante, again, so that way everything keeps going. The first 7 ports are one subnet. Port 7 is a different subnet, which is why it's going to the switch. So you got multiple ports here, and this is where our PoE. This is what we'll run Dante on. If we end up doing ArtNet, technically we could do it on the same network, yes, but if I already got 2 separate networks, why not use it that way? So yeah, that's pretty much it. And in the back, which I'm not going to worry about showing y'all because I can just put pictures up for it, why not? In the back, inside is a Unify U6 U6 Plus wireless access point, and that I primarily use for, like, sometimes I'll just actually just run a jumper and sit it on top. The other thing we can use this for is for you know, connecting like, let's say the X32 or a digital console's remote Ethernet port into. So if you want to use a tablet to remotely control your X18 even, or X32 or whatever, then you can just do that. So that kind of just sits on top of the case. There's also a Ubiquiti Unify, I believe it's M Pro or Pro M, something like that. Anyways, it's a kind of a bunny ear, you can see here, wireless access point, and I keep it in the box because there's some extra parts that come with it. Not only is it good to protect it during transportation, but I also keep the bracket for pole mounting in it, which you can see here. Zip ties, you're gonna have to use different ones every time, obviously, or we haven't actually tried it yet, but probably use Velcro if we have long enough and thin enough Velcro for it. Just wanted to start with that because there's not much to it, and I did say I would mention it, talk about it in the last one, because I mentioned we use Dante now. So like the DJ computer has Dante on it. Video computer, which you will not see because it's actually at my house right now, but I'll talk more about that in the video, the video I guess. I'll talk about the specs of it, but it's got Dante on it as well. It has both of them have well, the video computer especially has Dante virtual sound card, or Dante VSC, on it. Both of the computers, the DJ laptop and the video computer, both have that on there. And the video computer also has Dante Via, which we've actually used both of them already, and they work great, and it's so easy to use. 3 of my crew members now are Dante Class 2 certified, and that does include me. By the way, it's free. If you want to get a leg up in your audio engineering game, all you got to do is watch videos and take some tests. It's easy to do, and it's free. And if you otherwise just want to learn about even networking, because most of it is networking. It is obviously about Dante, but especially your Class 1 videos, training videos, is basically the basics of networking. So really good instructional videos to go check out, and again, it's free, so why not? So as promised, we're going to move on to lighting. We will start with these 2 guys in the back here. We have these are, you may remember these, I collected them and still use them, obviously, are these Craftsman toolboxes. I love them. They work great because they roll, which is a plus. They also have these built-in brackets, if you will, for dividers. If you cut out your own plywood and put dividers in there, and they are awesome. Like $70 a pop, I think, if I remember right. I believe they still make them. You can buy them at Lowe's. Anyways, so the bottom one has PowerCon cable of various lengths, and the top one is our DMX. This also has our wireless DMX in it. It's the Chinley wireless DMX, which is basically the same exact thing as the Donner wireless DMX. We have just the one kit, which is 1 transmitter and 3 receivers. We have used it so often, especially in weddings and corporate gigs and stuff like that. And I'll talk a little bit more about wireless DMX here in just a minute, actually, when we get to some of our wireless power lights that we now have. Back there, big case, has 6 of the Shehds LED lekos. Those are actually really fantastic lights for the price. I think they recently actually just came out with a 400 watt leko, and I'm kind of interested in getting some of those, actually. but we use these all the time for lighting, you know, lighting stages and whatnot. This guy here has our stage strobe panels. These are awesome. These are the OPPSK, or as I call them, Oppsk stage strobe panels. I think that's what they're kind of called. Anyways, I'll put a picture of them here. There's a link in the description. You can still purchase them on either on their website or on Amazon. They are awesome. They are super bright. I have actually seen other people, churches and other DJs, AV production companies recommend these because they're great. They are bright. They have a pretty vivid color, I would say, but they're great strobe panels. They're great for general wash lights because, again, they're bright. These are RGBW, but as you can see, the RGB part is on the top and bottom sectors, and your W, or white, is in the middle strip. And the cool thing is that these do more than just flash or provide a color light. They do animations, and you can actually do RGB animations with and separately from the white animations, and you can do both of them at the same time, even though, and have them both do different things at the same time. These are awesome. They're great eye candy. They have a whole bunch of amazing preset animations on them. They're super awesome, and I think they're $110 a piece right now, if I remember right. Definitely recommend them if you want something cheap, something bright. They work great as stage strobes, obviously, but they also are awesome for just eye candy animations. You know, the reason I got them is because we have a lot of gigs now, actually, almost all of them, that we can't use haze. I've actually not been able to use my RGB lasers in a long time, which I'll get to in a minute. Because of that, we're in so many venues that we can't use haze, and so trying to come up with more visually appealing light shows or light fixtures that I can use, and these fit the bill so well. They're just fun to watch and look at. They're bright, shiny, colorful things, and that's what people like. And as promised, we're getting to our wireless pars. The top ones here are the 6RFs. Now these I bought brand new from Amazon, and it comes with a charger case and everything. These are so cool. I never thought I'd be buying anything Rockville. I honestly did not. I wouldn't put them in the same category as Pile, especially now. I can't recommend their audio stuff. I'm sorry, they're cheap, you know, but I was kind of blown away by these. Really blown away. Now, the lights are not super bright necessarily. They're still decently bright. But the reason I got them is, yes, I can use them as battery-powered kind of stage wash, if you will, or dance floor lighting if I want to put them up on one of my T-bars, or lighting trees, if you will. But the main reason I got these were for uplights. When I did the Christmas parties that you've seen, I've done in a past video, it would take me a substantial amount of time just to run DMX and power to all 8 of my par lights. And the par lights that I used to use back then, I don't have anymore, which, by the way, was the same brand as the stage probes, the Oppsk or OPPSK brand. And that's why I went with these too, because I love those lights so much. They honestly, I will go ahead and mention this. Those lights that you've seen me use in so many of the past videos still work. They're still in one piece. They still work so great. I decided to retire them and actually give them to another friend of mine who's an up-and-coming DJ. So that's where those guys went. So I don't have those anymore, but the brand is still amazing. Anyways, back to these guys. So yeah, they would take forever. So I went from the other pars, and I got the Yee-Site pars, which I will get to at some point. And the Yee-Site pars are also decent for what they are. Very cheap. And I got them for uplighting. Work very well. They're a lot easier to daisy chain as well, because they actually have a power outlet pass through on them, so they can daisy chain, which makes things easier. But the time it took to cable all those up, it just took a while. These guys are awesome. When I first got them, I charged them up and I wanted to see how long they would last. I lost track after 14 hours. I said, screw it, I want to go to bed. And obviously they weren't working when I woke up. I actually was recently looked these up again because I wanted to pull a couple of the photos to put on the website for the rental. And I actually was looking at the specs, and they are rated for 15 hours on a full charge, like for a static color, and they will do that. I am here to tell you, they will do 15 hours easily on a full charge on static color. It's awesome. These are awesome. They're also awesome because, as I mentioned earlier, we have our wireless Chinley Wireles DMX system. We have one transmitter and 3 receivers. The cool thing is, these have Wireles DMX built in. And the other cool thing is that they work and operate on the same frequency channels as the Chinley system. So I can plug in the transmitter, and I don't have to plug anything else into these. I can set these to DMX, they're battery powered, so I turn them on, and because I like most of my lights, have them preset to the DMX channels for the light show they use for pretty much everything that I run, especially mobile DJing. All I have to do is turn them on, set them to DMX mode, and they're ready to go. And they work wirelessly with the transmitter. And they work great. God, I cannot recommend these enough. These are so awesome. Oh, I will note, I also have and I think I've noted this before in a previous video, I have a American DJ pin spot. It's a pin spot WW, I think, which is warm white. It does come with color gels and I think some gobos, but it is also battery powered. It's also, it's magnetic. It's got a magnetic base, so you can stick it up to something metal like a ceiling grid, or it's also actually has a removable ceiling grid scissor clamp that you can clamp it to a ceiling grid as well. Very versatile. And I'll use it to, like, if I'm doing a wedding, if they want me to light up the gift table or the wedding cake, it's great for that. So yeah, that's in here as well, because that way I can charge it. You know, if I'm doing a wedding or something, I'll more than likely be using these, and I can charge the pin spot with them if I use them. Underneath that, we have the Rockville Best Par H2Os, but they're basically the same thing. They're Wireles DMX, battery powered, but they're actually rated. They're metal housings and are rated for outdoor use, which is why I got those, and I got a really good deal on those. There's 8 of the 6 RFs in this case, and you get 6 of the best Par H2Os. Below that, in this case, we also now have, I believe we have, like, I want to say maybe 60 to 80 feet of string lights. You know, you've seen them, the hanging bulb string lights, like is pictured here. So we have quite a bit of that, which I actually have yet to use, but you know, I wanted to have that as an offering for conventions or for corporate event, any event really, but especially weddings, if they want to use them for outdoor weddings or something, you know, for decoration. I also have, I believe, 50 or 60 feet of these 10 foot by 10 foot LED curtains. These look really neat. That can be used across a gazebo or, you know, canopy or something like that, as you see here. Or I might put them up in front of pipe and drape or something, especially if it's a backdrop for maybe the wedding party table. You know, they're there for options. I got really good deals on them. They're brand new. They're also, I made sure that they are all, especially the string lights, are all plastic shatterproof bulbs, because who wants to deal with that? Other Rockville product I have, Rockville honestly kind of has a niche in this game. Pro X has something similar now, but I think Rockville was the one that came out with these. These are still way more budget friendly. They're totems. So I have black and white scrims for them. These are the 8-foot models that go up. Now, I bought these used. The guy I bought them from put these wheels on them. I get it. I really do. And it can make things easier for him, because he would just throw them in the trailer and go, which I still would kind of like to do, but honestly, having these casters on them is just not practical for me specifically. I got these because I got those. Another awesome deal I got from another small-time guy here in Nashville. These are the Chauvet Intimidator Spot 355Z IRCs. 90-watt lights. I love them. We've actually been using them mostly for spotlighting, like on a stage or something, so we can spotlight a DJ or a speaker instead of having to wash the whole stage with lekos. But they work great. I got them so I can use them with weddings, which I actually have yet to do, believe it or not, in corporate events. But yeah, so I got those. They work great. Got them dirt cheap. And so I got these because I wanted to have actual totems to be able to put them on. I mentioned in the first video of, I guess I'll call it the reintroduction video. I don't know. Whatever. I mentioned that I'm building a Grand MA2 console. That's what this is. This is actually a DDJ SX Road case. This is the Odyssey case. It's got the slider laptop shelf. Not going to show about that because, again, I have a specific idea of, and I will make a video when I build it. But I want to make sure that my idea is going to work in reality before I, really say anything more about it. But that's what that is basically the lighting console case. Down there we have our, what I call the effect lighting box. I do still need to get a different road case for this. This has the American ADJ Revo 4 in it that we actually have not used in quite a long time. But I feel like it still comes in handy, especially as a neat little DJ dance floor light. And it still works well, so why not keep it? But this box also has all of our black lighting in it. So we have tons of black light, including a couple that I still have yet to put in there, still in their box next to it. 500 watt outdoor black lights, and they are stupid bright. So that's what that is, and some safety cables and clamps that I got to fix and do something with. That has the Yee-Sight pars in it that I mentioned before. There are 8 of them. That is the RGB lasers that if you've seen any of my earlier videos of gig logs, you have seen those. You know what those do. You know what those look like. They're still super cool, and I hate to get rid of them. We haven't used them in years. We've not used them, actually, I don't even think since the pandemic. Maybe once or twice since the pandemic, but still has been years since we used them, and I want to use them again so bad. So bad. I've even told the conventions that we do that if they can get a venue, if they end up moving into a venue that we can use Shehds, I will give them the lasers for free the first year because I want to use them so badly, and have yet to be able to do that. Let's see, up here we've got, this has 2 Chauvet, what are they called? Basically 8-channel DMX splitters. This guy currently has the 2 Akai APC20 controllers that I've been using with Show Express that are eventually going to go in the console box. This is the DMX controller case. Y'all definitely seen this on gigs. This has the APC Mini that I have been using forever and still use. We actually have been using it more in video with Resolume, but I will still actually use it. So if I'm doing a mobile DJ gig or whatever, I will still break it out just so I have some physical control over faders especially, and some quick executor buttons. I still have Chauvet Show Express that I use especially for small gigs or mobile DJ gigs. That's what I'll use it with. There's also, I forget where I picked it up, but there's also a Camsys DMX dongle in here, so that is an option. I was actually going to go with Camsys instead of Grand MA just because my partner is a dealer for Camsys. I was going to finally get a Camsys Wing, I was going to get a Camsys ArtNet node, but I actually ended up getting which I'll go ahead and show, because it just put on the backside here. I still got to get it in a case, but I ended up getting this MA Lighting 2-port Node Pro, and this is actually what I've been wanting, and I got a stupid good deal on this. they had upgraded to Grand MA3, which I don't know why they didn't, because you can still use this with Grand MA3, as I do recall. But whatever, they upgraded, they got a new RNet node, they sold it dirt cheap to me, so yeah, I bought it. So finally moving to MA lighting like I've been wanting to do for years. Clamp box, it has a clamp on it that needs to go in there. So it's got all the O clamps and C clamps in it, as well as the, I will show these actually. I'll put a picture up here. These, if you remember, I mentioned on the American DJ pin spot, it comes with a clamp similar to this. It's a, to clamp to ceiling grids. So I found these guys, and I bought these and bought wing nuts that will fit on them. So that way I can affix other fixtures to the ceiling grids, such as blacklight bars or blacklight pars, or even the wireless pars or something. And they work super well. I've also got in here are the ceiling grid loop clamps for like wires and the hooks, like if you run cables or something. Dirt cheap, got a whole bunch of them, but those are in here too. So basically all your clamps are in here. Here we've got my 4, and I kind of will get 4 more, although they have a new version of these now. So we'll see. These are the Shehds zoom pars. These are really good lights. I actually got these before the lekos because I needed better long throw wash lights for stage, and this kind of fit the bill, but it quickly got outdone when we moved into bigger rooms. We do still use these to help light like dance floors and whatnot, but yeah, these are great lights. They are bright. I love the zoom capabilities on these, and they could actually make for some neat, so like if I were to, let's say if I were to get several of these, or even 4 of these really, on a back truss behind a DJ or behind performers, you can actually use the motorized zoom to make some neat aerial effects and haze, but they're great. I need to get a case for them. I am having such a hard time finding a par case for these. All the par cases I'm finding are for flat pars, which is not going to do me any good. So that's what that is. I had gotten 4 of these because I was going to use these to replace the other ones that I mentioned, the ones that you've seen many times. They are nice, they are bright, they have a decent beam angle. I ended up really not using these. I got the Yee-sights, which I liked better, for the reasons I mentioned earlier. These I will still use on occasion, like if I just want to do a quick throw them on a tree to light for karaoke or something, I can put them on a chase or something like that, or just set them to a solid color. But that's really what I keep them around for. They're if I sell them, I'm not going to get anything out of them. They still work great. They are still very bright for what they are, and so that's why I keep them around. And yeah, I lied. Those are not the Yee-sights. This is the Yee-sights. I'll throw this up and link in the description as well. I bought this on Amazon. This is a bag meant for general flat pars. Notably, the Yee-sights, you can fit 7 in here, technically. I do have 8 in here, but they have dividers. But because of the width of the Yee-sights, I guess they're a little bit wider than normal? I don't know. They are definitely wider than compared to like the Chauvet slim pars, which I think is what they had in mind, is that kind of profile. But I was able to fit 7 of them with the dividers, and then I have 1 laid flat on top, and it still fits fine. It's still protected, so it's good. Decent little bag there. So those are actually, I'll show you these. I want to get some more of these guys. They're really cheap. I've got 4 of them right now that I just threw in there just so they have a place to go. There are these lights right here. These are also Yee-sight lights, and they again, for eye candy lights, they're actually really neat. I will try and do a video on them at some point, actually, because they also do some neat animations with the SMD. Well, they're not SMD LEDs, but with these star pattern LEDs, they actually can do really neat patterns. They are also RGB, but they're dirt cheap too. So that's why I got them, and I want to get more of them just to have, because they're cheap and it's not going to cost me that much. But they'd be kind of neat for, again, some from very budget friendly eye candy lights. Going up from there, we've got, actually this is new. Actually, I don't think, yeah, I've not been able to use this on a gig yet. I got this really cheap off of some guy on Reverb. This is a Chauvet Haze 4D, I believe is the right model. Works great, and have yet to use it because again, we've not had any more gigs or venues that we can use Haze in, which is so upsetting. This has got the good old fog machine in it that we used to use all the time. Still works great. Every year we do inventory, we go through the stuff and make sure it still works, make sure it's still cleaned out and operational, maintain all that good stuff. Beyond that, this is the box with those lights that they came in, because it still has a manual and the remotes in it, which is why it's there. I'll go ahead and do rigging too on this video. This is a short enough video. This houses the grade 8 bolts, nuts, and washers for my 4 Tomcat trusses here. Another really good deal I couldn't pass up. You're going to hear that a lot, by the way. I've acquired so much equipment in 2025, and they were all like deals I just could not pass up. So yeah, I got these guys really dirt cheap. These are 4 12x12 box trusses, Tomcat trusses, 10 foot each. So that's the hardware for that. And I got these hoists. I'll go ahead and tell you, I got these hoists from Harbor Freight, and I used the axle straps that I also got from Harbor Freight. I've been using those for suspending speakers and whatnot from trusses, or building beams in some cases, to fly speakers. So, but I use them to get them up off the floor, because where else am I going to put them in this storage unit? So this actually worked out really well. Yeah, so got that. Since we're on the shelf, so I got a couple of blower fans that we take on every gig. I don't care how cold it is, because we get hot sometimes. And we'll also, sometimes I'll put 1 or 2 of these up, like for the DJs. You know, if I don't need one, then, you know, at least they got something. Table kit, which I believe I've shown before. And a folding table, a couple folding chairs. And since we're talking about lighting and rigging, so we got 2 jack stands, which I need to figure out what model those are. I want to say they're the Odyssey, but that could be totally wrong. But I'll figure that out. Got those used, obviously. They look used, but they work, and they work well. And there's the adapters for those on actually the wrong shelf. I haven't dealt with anything here yet. Video shelf still needs a little bit of... Anyways. But we still got the light stands. We got the onstage I-beam truss that I've used for years, and the T-bars that come with them. There's also the Chauvet CH06, I think, whatever, T-bars, which are okay. They're good for supplemental. This is a weights case. This will have sandbags in it, but right now all it has in it is the weights for the canopies. They're made for the canopy. You know, you slip them over the canopy feet. But that'll have sandbags in it as well, so weights. So yeah, that's it for lighting and rigging, and next we will do video. So I'll see you in the next video.